And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Creator Clash 2. Of course, the format is timeless, and we're moving to round 4. Got two amazing players going head to head about Flowey out to 20 slot. It is, of course, Arnie versus Misplaced Ginger. And, you know what I mean? Misplaced Ginger picked up the format this week, and it's going pretty well for Manu.
Yeah, I mean, Ginger is a fantastic player. It has brought Golgari Yawgmoth, a deck that he's pretty familiar with in Modern, to the table here, and is battling against Arnie Hushinbeth, who's playing the Sultai Show and Tell deck. Now, Arnie did get second place in the last Creator Clash, taking blue-black Luris Control. Interesting that he's basically shifted archetypes almost entirely, recognizing the power of a card like Show and Tell. And that's a really interesting one that we see in Arnie's hand. That's Born Upon a Wind, which allows you to cast spells this turn as if they had flash and then draw a card. We'll keep a mental note of that card. Will, I feel like Arnie is going to obliterate this matchup.
Um, no, if it's the fact that you've got Show and Tell in hand and Omniscience, we still don't have that big payoff. Obviously, Omniscience, draw 3 cards. We can always rip whatever off the top of our deck. I'm having a little look here, and it is just, I say just in brackets, Atraxa as the big hitter in the deck. There's no Gristlebrands or anything, Bomas, there's no crazy Fate of Wishes type stuff like we saw in Seth's list. This is very much more streamlined. 4 Dig, 4 Dark Ritual, 4 Seizes. Basically, 4 of pretty much everything in the deck, and then a bunch of land to follow it up. Say this, and I'm looking at sideboard. Oh, okay, we're not going the Fate of Wishes plan. We're going the Mastermind Acquisition plan to go to our sideboard and get the something like the second sun, approach the second. Like one was like, how do we get that? We don't have that in the sideboard for no reason. There's got to be another way how he's going to go. So, 2 different takes on the same deck, still same sort of crazy power level. Can place Ginger? Can Derek get through this though and potentially combo off quicker than the Show and Tell on the draw? So it's going to be a turn behind.
Yeah, and I got bad news. Drawing Crater Hoof Behemoth there for the turn, not exactly great. We do have the Colony Garden, we do have the Deathrite Shaman. These are getting us a step closer to getting that juicy Court of Calling online. But in the meantime, how about a Yawgmoth Thran Physician?
I'm slamming Yard. I feel like doesn't need to be any more setup. There could be, I was about to say, we might try and go from a more setup line because we do have double Quarter Calling in hand. If we can go Quarter Calling end of turn, go get a Young Wolf, untap, play the Yawgmoth with the extra Quarter Calling in hand, I think we'll have enough to be able to go Quarter Calling again, go get a Blood Artist and just win on the spot. So, going to be interesting to see how this pans out. I'm missing a land drop here from Arnie. So we might see a cycle here of the Lions revealed. Go find our third land drop to make sure we hit that on the curve. Now, is there anything main deck in this Golgari Yawgmoth list? Hold on it. What if we called a calling for another Young Wolf? We Show and Tell in the Yawgmoth. We called a calling for the Blood Artist. Do we have enough creatures to do that in the same turn?
Need 4 mana to get the Young Wolf into play. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have enough to get the Young Wolf into play. All right, that's step 1. Then you need what? 5 mana to get Blood Artist, which even with the Yawgmoth in play, I oh, because you could tap the Young Wolf as well.
Yeah, because you can sacrifice the Young Wolf again to untap it, so it comes back to a +1/+1 counter. So here we chord for 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the Young Wolf. We're literally one off. Unfortunately, otherwise we'll be able to combo off. But can Arnie win this turn? That's the question. With a Demonic Tutor in hand, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. You can Demonic Tutor, go get the Mastermind Sun Zenith, and probably use the assemble of the team to go get it again and just win. But like that's really close. Just gonna double check. There's nothing in our deck that can stone wall any of that. Oh, hey, why might? Hey, why might?
Wait, this is cool. In response to Court of Calling, Artie says, hey, no, I'm gonna take all the game actions now.
That's disgusting.
Did you see that? Did you? And like you could see with the swiftness that Arnie is playing with right now, he had this whole thing just scripted out. He was like, "All right, I'm gonna play around this card. I'm gonna dance the dance a little bit, but then instantly bullets are being fired here. He's got the whole thing figured out."
I don't believe that we actually had an answer to call the calling for the Haywire Might to deal with the Omniscience, and we had the I'm just going to cast everything at instant speed anyway card. Ugh.
You're so good at this game.
I wonder where we meant to, like, is there a hedge to that? Maybe we were meant to cord while it's on the stack and ATBs. No, because it's still no that I don't think there's any ways Derek can win that game.
Deterministic. He found a line and he thought that was a learning lesson for me, right? This is part of the reason that I love watching these high level players, these creators who invest all their time into these formats. Okay, maybe not Ginger. Ginger hasn't even touched this format. Ignore Ginger. Yeah, he's played enough Modern. I'll give it to him. Right?
This in Modern, to be fair.
But like I am learning from this, and I hope you are too. This is insane. I mean, this is actually just like fantastic. Like this is why I love Magic. Anyways, we'll talk about sideboarding real quick here. I think I saw like a Young Wolf come out, Reclamation Stage. I think that should come in. What are other options here from the Yawgmoth side that you're looking for? Tishana's Tidebinder. What?
Test of Talents. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. Search its controller graveyard, hand, and library for any numbers of that card with the same name as that spell and exile them. That player shuffles and then draws cards equal to the amount they had in hand. That could be a nice stone wall if we can get the mana going. Pass it in the face of a show and tell. We can see that there's Fort Caesars though, plus Veils. So it being an open deck list, I feel like Arnie's going to be fully prepared for that moving forward. And Arnie's a player that doesn't shy away from, I'm playing the best deck. Like that is Arnie through and through. I know he's a control mage. Like that's where his heart lies. He loves playing control Magic. He loves the game going long, by kind of dictating how the pace of the match and winning on his own terms. But he won't let that stop him from playing literally what he thinks is the best deck in that. He's got enough high level teammates that will tell him this deck's broken. Always register this, and he'll, he's got enough confidence. He'll register it, and it is going well. And as we saw there, just didn't even look like a one-sided game.
Yep, I will say that there's an interesting deck building here. Did we talk about the Dark Rituals?
No, we haven't. I'm trying to that for them. That's for a turn 2 show and tell, maybe.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, right? Turn 2, Dark Ritual, play my blue source, Thoughtseize, target you, and then play Show and Tell after getting rid of your best card. I mean, like if we are trying to build the most powerful deck, the most like sledgehammer force out there, why not play? I mean, this card is so good. Like it's just so good.
Well, yeah, like realistically, the main part of your deck is Show and Tell, attracts Mastermind, win game, right? So all the other cards, you just want to be able to enable or protect that combo. And if we can speed up that combo with Dark Ritual, and then in Dream World, if you can go turn 1 land, turn 2 Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Show and Tell, attracts yeah, okay. In Dream World, I'm sure that happens like 5% of the time or something, but when it happens, you feel really, really big brain. But it's kind of a flex. I feel like you could put anything, and you could put another 4 Duresses if you wanted to, but maybe it's a hedge thinking that we're going into a smaller tournament where a lot of the players are going to be registering this deck. I want to be quicker than the other players playing Show and Tell, and that's kind of the option he decided to go with. As we see Derek here start off with a Hammond, which signed in Creator Clash 1. Not looking very powerful in Creator Clash 2 so far.
Yeah, how the tides have sort of turned here. And I'm going to highlight one more thing that's a little bit interesting is how the differences in basically how Arnie and Seth have built their decks, right? So Arnie does have access to the Dark Ritual, Born Upon a Win, and Seth, I think, is just going for more of a play my land drop, or like Stifles and like fun cards like that. Kind of interesting.
Fun cards like that, he says.
There's really only
a double stone rain in the last matchup. It's fun on one side of the battlefield, my friend, but maybe not the other.
Well, Fatal Push is taking care of the Death Star Shaman, which is very important here for Arnie, just to be able to slow the game down a little bit, to sort of help either A, find the combo pieces that he needs, because right now he's got the show and tell, but I'm not seeing anything else. And then B, also to, you know, make sure that Derek isn't able to just like untap and do some sort of crazy stuff here.
We're just going to kind of assemble our hand a little bit. We've got a lot of options here. So we've got card draw, we've got omniscience, which isn't the thing to say about that assemble card is you also don't show your opponent what you're putting in your hand. It's any card. That's so brutal. We don't know if that's a key combo piece or removal spell, a land drop that he's missing, which currently he is missing. An land drop does have Lawrence revealed, though we know that find one on the cycle. Double Besage you in for Derek. Hold on. Just gonna look. How many basics? 2 basics. Just making sure there's no like crazy way of just stone raining here. Hand's not coming together. Again, a lot of flood and a quarter callings. I don't know what Arnie wants to see, but it doesn't really need this sort of buffer here where Derek looking for, I bet, guess the best draw is probably Yawgmoth here, just for the fact they can give us a few more cards. But there's no grist or anything in this format, which I feel like grist is a safe card to print into timeless. What do you
No, no, I don't want to play against Chris, and that's why. Is it at power level? Okay, all right. If we've got show and tell on one hand, I feel like you can make a justification for almost anything. But I just don't want to see Grist on the other side of the battlefield. I know I would get like personally, like I'd feel personally attacked by that. So,
is that the card that you hate the most?
1 3 mana sorcery spell at a time. How about that?
Can't I know why you don't like it. Can't force negation it. Why?
So I was gonna say that Ginger's hand not so great here, but Seiju does line up very well against exactly Omniscience. And I have to wonder, and now this time we also have double Beseju, which means if a scenario like last time comes up again, where it's like, all right, we're going to do something in response to the first piece of interaction you have, like a la Born Upon the Wind. We have the second Beseju to be like, hey, no, settle down.
I'm just to know what that is. Can we like? We've got nothing to put in the battlefield that has a trigger. I'm deciding not to go for the show and tell here. Probably leaving dig through time. Going to try and hit a land, maybe a big threat to play off the go show and tell or fatal push into show and tell. Border calling off the top is pretty good in this late game, though. We can call for a Yawgmoth, but it's such a telltale sign if we don't turn these two creatures sideways. Do we have anything else that's a 2-drop that's worth casting here? Yeah, not doing anything. That's such a telltale sign that I've got a quarter calling in hand. Oh, we have a Boromir who potentially going called for. Boromir 3-drop, 3/3 vigilance. One point it has whenever opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter it. That could be a pretty good one in the face of a show and tell. Forward that one up.
Yeah, what's actually really interesting, I'm also seeing 3 copies of Test of Talents in the sideboard as well. So it seems the reason that Arnie is actually playing this super slowly is because he wants to do things very deterministically. And honestly, with the amount of pressure that is being put onto the battlefield right now from Derek's side, Ginger's side, I mean, Arnie is being given the time, quite frankly.
Top 8. Do we have a response? Especially as it's like during. Oh, okay. So Derek's end step. We're just going to let that one resolve. So what's going to be? Hope now.
Okay.
Kind of think we need to get a land. What like? At least one of these cards is a land, but what's the other one? Want a way to instant speed again? Go off. Then we don't have much to go off, especially in the Master. Are we just setting up for turns like land, fort seas, and untap, fatal push, fort seas, those lines? Currently going through all the different options.
Is there a world where it's ever 2 lands?
I don't hate it.
You're at
Like
8.
Fatal Push into Brainstorm. There is Embassy off the top. At least that's one big threat. That targeting black is going to be rough for Derek to deal with.
All right, so if you put Sarah's Emissary into play, generally speaking, what do you name? Creature?
Yeah, because the combo triggers of creatures.
Yeah. Well, no, because Blood Artist says you. I don't actually think it beats Blood Artist. Hold up. No, Blood Artist does target. Zulaport Cutthroat does not. So Blood
Isn't in this
Artist.
format yet.
Yeah. So you do get to beat the Blood Artist. So actually, on creature is good there, and then also you have a plan for the backup, like Natural Order into Court of Calling. Into Craterhoof Behemoth plan. So, I mean, what if you just went show and tell, put Sarah's Emissary into play?
Oh, hey, Derek does have one out to pile on. Because the other, oh no, because it had protection, so you can't use Yawgmoth. Okay, interesting. Now this is going to be the big hit. What are you going to put into play? Are we going to go the greedy line for Omniscience, or are we going to try and play a little bit safer with the Sarah's Emissary? Looks like it's Omniscience. Might not like what we find on the other side, as we can see that Beseiju there in hand. Well as Call to Calling.
Yeah, but the problem is that you still get to put the Sarah's Emissary into play, so you're never actually at risk here of at least like this is plus, right? This line is just like show and tell Sarah's Emissary, and you have to have like the Boseiju as well, or I guess like some sort of answer to the Omniscience. So I think this is a relatively safe line for Arnie, but I'm kind of curious now to see what we're going to do here with this Court of Calling. I guess in my mind,
I think I would have done it in response, right? If we did it in response and went and gone
yeah.
and get the Barmere, it would have kind of hedge stops this line.
But if that happened, then we would just put the Sarah's Emissary into place. So then it just lose.
So Derek does. Yes, we do draw the card. Fatal push. Fatal push here, right?
That's interesting.
Brainstorming the face of an Romaster. Double. Go and tell back on top. Catch them away, and then dig through.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. So we're really looking for card quality in that instance, since we're. I mean, I guess. Okay, this makes a lot of sense too. The Orcish Bowmasters now no longer really matters once we get Sarah's Emissary into play, right? Even the army doesn't matter. Like we can brainstorm with, full comfort.
It's over. We found the mic too.
Okay.
We're going to see two for the mines. I know what's it. Second Sun. I imagine that's what we might just go for the tracks here, especially as you go to cast. You've also got protection. Having these two big threats on the. That's so. And we hit the mastermind. Yeah.
Oh, giving a second take on Flash Traxa, huh?
We're just going through the motions here. Things happening that I don't even know could happen in this format, but we're learning together, and so is Ginger, unfortunately. And yeah, I've had enough of this, and Arnie is going to take this down and advance to 3-0. Okay. I wonder if we ask all the players after this tournament what they think of show and tell, if we're going to have a lot more on the yes side than the no side.
We definitely. Oh yeah, 100%. And I get it. We've seen a lot of show and tell today. Realistically, it is the largest contributor to our metagame. These games have been so heated that I had to take my sweater off. Okay, that's how hot. That's how hot it was getting in here. All right, and quite frankly, like I watching these games, it just doesn't feel like these are the best players that we have out here, right? Seth Manfield, Arnie Huschenbeth, like they're like, hey, I'll show you how to play the game. You may think that show and tell is a fair card, and I'm here to tell you that it's not. And so, I mean, It would be really cool to see if this event and next Sunday's event are contributing factors into the reevaluation of the power level of L at all levels to all competitors who are playing in the timeless format. Um, the vibe that I've got is that I'm starting to change my own mind. So
I told you this deck's powerful, and we're seeing it. But we've got two really fun decks lined up for our backup feature match. No more sneaking just yet. It's going to be Philly versus Benjamin Wheeler. Okay, now that's the line I didn't think I'd be saying today, but I am extremely happy I am saying it. We've got Philly. She is a black mage through and through. She loves this color, and she has brought a mono black. I guess it's like a vampire. Like she's got a lot of inspiration from the Pro Tour here. I think. Like we've
yes,
got Sorens into Soul Rippers. Basically, we just got like a lot of good black cards in one deck. But on the other side, we have got some Winota again. One of the second most played deck here. Obviously, super powerful. Can put a lot of crazy shenanigans on the battlefield. Just needs one combat step to do it. We're going to put a lot of non-creatures on the battlefield early. Then we can get a Winota down, and then we turn everything sideways, and we digging through our deck, putting powerfully crazy things like an Agent of Treachery. That's the main big hit here, but there are a couple others. There's an Atraxa floating around in here. What is that? A Galata Stampede Tyrant. You know what that does off the top of your head?
nope. Don't even bother asking me. Nope.
It's a 12/12 trampler. So when it enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, okay. Okay, I understand. I see what you're doing here, Ben, and you're cooking, and I'm all here for it. Doing a little bit of setup. What is Philly? What's she gonna do here? Let's have a little look. She's got options to fatal push here, but might want to save the Orcish Bowmaster to have a target next turn. We'll see where she wants to go with this. Obviously, the Paradise Dryad can't be targeted. Does have hexproof while it is untapped. The second it gets tapped, can become a target. Get a little bit of chip damage in here as we can.
Wait a minute. Oh my God. All right. Everybody at home, close your eyes. You do not want to see what is about to happen on Ben's next turn here. I mean, yes, Philly, we got Bowmasters at the ready. You know, Gifted Aetherborn is another card that we could put into play. But the problem is what's about to happen next. And Will, you and I, we're going to just take a moment of silence here. F's in the chat one time.
This is going to be harsh. So natural order. Remind me what that does, Anu.
The natural order allows you to sacrifice any green creature, and that allows you to get another creature from your deck and put it into play. Generally speaking, we see Crater Hoof Behemoth as a game ender. And if there were a few more creatures in play, I think we'd probably also see that. This time, though, we have that hot and spicy piece of tech you mentioned earlier. Just bear with me. We're going to watch it.
Yeah. I got to put some creatures from my hand into play. Oh, the two Agents of Treachery. You've got two lands and a creature. I think I want these. So we're going to steal your creatures got Death Touch. I can deal with my 12/12 Trampler, and I'll take your utility land.
But this is great. Like, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, when you look at the format and you see, okay, Show and Tell is a problem. I need to beat Show and Tell, right? This is why Winota seems like a really cool deck, because you have main deck.
No. Sorry. No.
Okay, well, come on, Ben.
No.
Come on, Ben. It ain't got to be like that.
Come on.
I mean, it's cool to watch. Oh, and just another Agent of Treachery. Oh.
Is this going to be a flawless victory? We're looking for one more Agent of Treachery to
all right, I'm down. Oh, okay. Can we get the fourth? No. Okay. All right.
Oh, tears in my eyes. That's brutal.
This is what I like to see, these kind of innovations, right? Where you just like you choose Winota because you think you have a good Show and Tell matchup. Well, you think you have a good show, right? Bringing in, you have Agent of Treachery to put into play off your opponent's Show and Tell, and you also have a very fast clock in the form of Winota to end the game by turn 4 if they don't have it. So I like the puzzle that's going on here. I like the inclusion of Galta for this one clip. I don't care if Galta never sees play on the Light of Earth or whatever, or doesn't see whatever you get. I'm trying to say here, right? This one clip is satisfied. MVP. But there's still a game 2 and 3, and I'm not going to count out the mono black vampires deck. You still have powerful cards like Dark Ritual and you're like even your own show and tell combo with in the form of like Sorin though, right? So I'm curious to see how the games are going to go out here. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about sideboarding?
Yeah, I'm having a look at what bringing out here. Looks like she's going for the more like aggressive package here. Taking out the hand disruption, bringing in Graph Digger's Cage, hoping to stop a natural order turn like that, and of course
Or
also stops
Winota.
Renoda because Renoda brings in library into play. So that's a good hedge to that. 2 copies. What else? It looks like we brought in like Orcus Bowmaster's trimming on them. This isn't the matchup for them. It can hit a couple of the early small green creatures, but there are abundant grazers on the other side. Doesn't line up great against them. It's not the best beat stick. So yeah, I like trimming on a few of them. Now going to be on the play. Looking at its opening hand, that's a discard spell, creature, a couple of removal spells. I don't hate this. I quite like it. Pick up.
I'm going to give a shout out here to Ephilly's deck. One thing that I really like about Timeless, and we're seeing this like just in all various forms. I love the idea of taking an existing deck in another format and experimenting it, porting it over, adding a bunch of broken, powerful cards like Demonic Tutor and Dark Ritual to make it even stronger. Now we're going to have to send it through the ringer, right? Nobody gets a free pass, but this is the kind of brewing and development that I want to see more people do in the format. So hats off to ePhilly here. Now we're gonna still have to play a few more turns of Magic here and make sure that we're able to lock this one out as Arboreal Grazer comes into play and puts a Colony Garden in on turn 1.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the magic. She beat Sneak and Show last round
Yeah,
with this
yeah.
deck. She managed to take down
Actually,
Young
I'm gonna
Dingo.
text on Vein Ripper real quick. I want to make sure. I want to see how this card fares against
So
meta as
it's
well.
got ward. Your opponent sacrifices the creature. Whenever a creature dies, you gain 2 life. Your opponent loses 2. So very good in like combat, creature combat. If you can get this down before your opponent and get like a lot of triggers, or if you can like, because you can
Wait,
kind of just turn things sideways for free.
this card literally says, "Hey, take your Yawgmoth out of your deck." Okay, that's cute.
Philly just good off that there. Add a little bit more to the battlefield, and this is the awkward bit. Like, do we start using our actual cards to deal with 0/1s just to get green creatures off because we're really that scared of natural order, or do we kind of hold them up for later on? Okay, that's one part of our combo. Gonna get this gifted Aetherborn just to get something on the battlefield,
Yep.
holding up Fatal Push. But before Anoda comes down next turn, it's gonna be well almost geez, 2 triggers. Luckily, we managed to dodge that bullet here, though. Just added another Paradise Druid to the battlefield, adding another land onto. We can hard cast this agent next turn. That's doing it doing it fair, the fair way. We're just a ramp deck at this point.
I mean, that's
Combo,
oh,
combo. We've got a
let's
combo.
go.
We got Splinter Twin. We got Splinter Twin.
Yes. All right. Soren
problem-
coming into play now.
There's a problem here.
What's the problem?
Ben's gonna take Splinter Twin. Ben's gonna take Splinter Twin.
Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Okay, all right. I don't write the script on these. On the wait, no, but but you have so many creatures to sack to the.
It's yeah.
1 + 1 = 2. The light bulb.
Oh, okay. It's like
Okay.
really, she came here. She wanted to have fun, getting into her competition era of Magic, and then Ben's just like, "Nah, that looks good. I want a bit of that. That Splinter Twin thing you're doing. Let me do that. I don't think you should do that anymore."
Okay, that was actually a pretty like that was the best top deck that I've seen in a hot second, and then this. Okay, all right. Well, Takanuma coming into play now, and
Hey, we can put a +1/+1 counter on and give it lifelink.
okay, Will, please, come on, not like this.
That's the problem. Is every creature she now kills, there's a trigger gonna happen, and she's gonna lose 2 life, and Ben's gonna gain 2 life. Like she's fully aware of how good this card is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are we gonna sacrifice it and do 3 damage? We don't get this back, right? We don't get it back when Ancient Treachery dies. No. Okay, so I think her plan here is, and it's not great, but you got to do what you got to do. Is we fail push the Paradise Druid, we rip a spell for another Paradise Druid, and then we can use the Edict to get the Void Rip off the battlefield.
That's a
Not
lot of
great.
that's a lot of damage. And what about the Colony Garden?
Well, we can choose non-token creature, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. We have found the line. There we go. All right.
I don't know if it's a line,
Believers, I need your energy one time. Let's go.
but if I'm saying that if Ben keeps Springland and he Philly can rip the perfects,
Okay. Hey,
maybe
wait.
we're
You
back in
told
this
me we
game.
have outs. So it's a lock. It's a dub. It's happening. I
But
already
I
know.
think Ben's playing around this. So I don't think we're attacking with these Paradise Druids, which means we can't attack with them, which means we're not getting this Void Rip off the battlefield.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, Ben's playing safe. Again, open deck list, knows what to play around and what not to. So I just turn the Void Ripper, get the Sorin off the battlefield. Don't need that there. We're strapped in for the long game. She's only got 2 cards in hand. What could they be? We know they're not great. Land off the top isn't great for her either. By the way, shout out to E50 for these basics. These are the basics I use on Arena as well. The pixel non-snow covered pixels. I
Can't see
love
my
these.
face right now, Will, but I there's only one correct basic, and it is OG betas.
Tell me that you play Legacy without telling me you play Legacy. Jeez.
I'm called out. Yeah. Okay. Producer says Japanese for FBBs. I accept those as well. In fact, those are the ones that I actually have. um,
Like I've got the age of a boomer, but like in Magic terms, I'm such a zoomer. Like I love all these new digital cards. I'm like, no,
it's
no, I
actually
want these.
ridiculous. I say I've been playing Magic for over a decade now, and I say, yeah, but I'm a young one, right? Like, because some people have been playing it for like 30 years now, and they're the real grandparents. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we're gonna fetch again because obviously Ben's just drawing more land, but unfortunately, so is Philly. She needs something big here. What could that big thing be? Oh, she might not have enough life for it, but
I mean,
what
we're
if we draw a
also
meat hook massacre for 1 off the top and then we shield Dread's edict? Not gonna happen right now.
no,
I
no.
think
But hear me out. We could also just draw a Vein Ripper off the top, right? And just
I'd cast it.
ah 6 mana. Yes. Oh, and the next turn, I mean, we have to. Okay, there's Bloodletter.
What does
It's the one that like doubles loss of life, I think.
okay, not good. That's fine. So it's a blank, is what I'm saying. And it's game. Natural order off the top. That's just game. And on top of it, you get to sacrifice your own creature. So another trigger's going to happen. Philly's going to drop down to 4. We're going to put something crazy on the battlefield like a Crater Hoof. We're going to give all our creatures +4/+4 and trample, turn everything sideways, and that is going to be game. We're going to see Mr. Wheeler advancing to 2 and 1, a Philly dropping to 1 and 2, but not dead in this tournament. Remember, Crater Clash 1. We did get a 3 and 2, managed to make it into the top 4. Still everything to play for here, but really, really sick games there from both players. Just like, hey, Splinter Twin. Yeah, that looks cool. I'm gonna have it. Oh, I mean, like I was kind of getting that like moment when you got an older brother or and they just take your really cool toy and it's got. Unfortunately, pretty bad beats. Bad beats.
I'm gonna ping production real quick. Any chance that we can see any of the live matches left or now? I think we have one more match in progress. I don't know if it's something we can pull up, but we'll try to do that. And I see. Okay. Well, we're getting word here that we've got more important things to talk about, and that is the old school FBB forest on the screen here, the correct basic art, by the way. But yeah, I mean, recapping that, I think this is what we're going to see a lot. And we've actually I'm going to say this too. When it comes to Magic and decks, a lot of the decks that we see in Magic have like lots of historic I guess references and precedents already set, right? You know, back when Necropotent was actually legal and standard, for example, people kind of figured out like, okay, these are the kind of cards that work well with with Necropotence, and these are the kind of cards that we want to build with Necropotence should it ever come up in another format. Well, given enough time, Necropotence has reared its head back into Timeless, and we already know what kind of decks we're trying to build here, right? Like Mono Black with like what is it, Gary, for example? That was a standard deck back in the day. The kind of stuff that we've seen here with this, the reason why I'm so excited about the Mono Black Vampires deck is because it is the exact sort of thing that we need to sort of expand the format, push the limits, figure out, hey, does this concept work? And it's something that you just iterate on, right? So really cool deck. I think it's got a lot of potential. Also, when you get to play with cards like Dark, stuff like that, like this very, very nice.
Yeah.
I am. I think we're getting a
So basically,
potential.
what we've got is we've got another match still playing. What we're
Yes.
going to do is we're going to put that on the screen while we go for a break, so you can watch the game as it unfolds. Remember, all our creators are literally streaming the event, so you can both perspective of the player and who they're playing against. So you can get both sides as well as our stream, how holding and all the nitbits that with you. And then once that game finishes, of course, we are going to give you some Wordle. We know that's the real reason you're here. You just want to play some Wordle
The
on
filthy
stream.
animals.
And then when we come back from that, we will be moving into round 4. So we're going to go straight to that now. We'll see you shortly.